What's the matter?
You want to shut off the TV?
All right, guys, we're going to start in a couple minutes. We actually started the live stream early. We'll be on in 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So if you're watching the replay, fast forward the next 4 minutes. Thanks. Hey guys, we're about to go live. We're testing the chat. Can somebody throw something in the chat and let us know if you can, if you're able to type in the chat? We're getting somebody who's saying that they can't type in chat, and we're trying to clarify. I'm assuming if we don't see anybody typing in the chat, it's not working.
I'll let you know if I see anybody. Oh, thanks, Slick.
All right, thanks, Slick. Appreciate it. All right, we're about to go live. Dude, can you see? Is that computer fell asleep or? Let me check.
You might have to hit something on the keyboard.
I think it's coming out. Oh, there we go. It just kicked on. All right, cool.
All right, so why don't we recap yesterday?
All right, thanks for joining, guys. So here's what happened yesterday. By the way, this is Bill. I'm Bob. Super Mario Brothers. Go ahead.
So yesterday we did the mod install,
Right?
and for those who are interested in doing it, we got a few suggestions because even before we did our live stream, I watched a couple people do it. Here's my suggestion: if you're going to put the lens that you 3D printed into the Vive, get that all set up prior to sticking it in your Vive. Because I've watched several people so far actually put that plastic piece that they printed inside the Vive and then stick the lens in. And to me, that seems like it's going to just allow for more dust to go in there trying to snap the lens while the plastic is in there.
And it was bad enough when we did it. We already got dust in it.
Right,
Like,
so
we got particles.
Our suggestion after doing it is to get the lenses out of the GearVR. And another tip: if you're planning on doing this, there's instructions on how to take apart the GearVR, and there's actually videos on it. You do not have to do the full instructions. When it gets to just taking off that front plate, don't go beyond that. Don't go to the piece where you're taking off that small PCB board, that little motherboard where you pop it. You don't need to do that. From that spot on, you can get to the clips. So don't do the whole process of removing everything. You don't need to do that, especially if you're planning on just discarding the GearVR afterwards. So that's another small tip. But get your GearVR apart and then get the GearVR lenses inside the plastic housings. Get those ready to be put in the Vive. This way, when you pop out the lens of the Vive, you're prepared to right away stick the plastic in, and the lens will protect dust from getting in. So that's our suggestion.
I actually read some people who took those lenses out upside down so that all particles were actually falling towards...
And I read that too. Somebody actually suggested in our video to hold the Vive
Right.
upside down. I can't possibly imagine.
I can't imagine it either. Not the way you handled that blade.
No, I mean...
You would lose an eye.
We struggled really hard to get that blade out. To get the lens out. So I can't imagine doing that upside down.
Yeah, neither can I.
So yeah, just be careful when it comes to the Vive part. Make sure you get something that's really solid that you can get in between and wedge that out. We're going to be doing another one. Somebody made suggestions, so we're going to try another one. All right, so that's our suggestion for yesterday. You can go back and watch our video from yesterday's install. It was pretty long, but you can go back and watch it.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
Let's talk about today. So yesterday we ended the video with us testing the new lenses with games. The problem with it was we had the lenses, but we didn't have nothing to look back at to see if it was just our imagination or if it was really clear. So for today's setup, what we have is we have two identical PCs.
Right, so here's the one PC here,
And then one PC
and if
here.
we float over here, we have another PC. Same PC. That's the Game of Life with a keyboard and mouse on it because I could not get that to reach up here. So that's going to be our workstation, believe it or not, there.
So we have two Vive headsets hooked up. The one that's on the right is the one that has the mod.
Right.
The one that's on the left is the one that does not have the mod. If you see us using the black controllers without the rubber piece on it, that is without the mod.
All right, so this one here is unmodded, and this one here is the one that's modded. So this already has the GearVR lenses in it.
We are only using one set of the
Lighthouses.
The lighthouses, and they both. As long as you have one set, you can have both VR headsets running. So we've tested this prior to starting tonight's video, and it does work. We can actually, I can invite Bob into the VR room,
Right.
VR home, the room, and
Let me
he
turn on
can
this
join
light here.
me in the same room, in the VR room. So it does work. So we're good there. I think the setup is good. The lighthouses that we're using is the lighthouses from my house, which is the modded headset. So when we do the configuration, when we get to the barrel distortion configuration file, we're going to be actually using the lighthouses that is with the headset that's been modded. So keep that in mind when we're doing it. We're not using the other lighthouses. I know that's probably going to come up when we start doing it. So we figured the first thing we're going to do is test a few games in both headsets, swapping immediately back and forth to get a true impression of how the mod looks with the GearVR lenses and without the.
Yeah, because
GearVR
we yesterday, if anybody tuned into yesterday's video, we jumped the games that we tested was the most popular ones today. So we tested Elite Dangerous, we tested Skyrim, we went into the home, right? We
went to home, and then after the video was done, we actually went into the lab.
Yeah, and we went into the lab. Now yesterday, based off of what we were looking at, we were going off of memory. And we turned around and said that we didn't notice a lot, that we thought that it was very good, it was very clear. Since then, we had the ability to switch back and forth, and Bill actually tested a few things, and his opinion is a little bit different now.
Yeah, I'm not as stoked as I was yesterday about it. I could tell you that I took the Gear VR lenses on my Vive back home, hooked them up last night. And today I played a few more games, and ironically enough, the games that we tested during yesterday's video, which was Skyrim and
Elite Dangerous,
looked fantastic. But when I went into some other games, I started to see the side effects that everybody was referring to with the barrel distortion. One of them is the VR pool, which has been renamed since we installed it, but if you have the old VR pool, it's noticeably different. Now, Bob has not seen any of what I've seen today. So when it comes to first impressions of some games, we're going to let him put it on, and he can give you an honest opinion on how it looks with the lens and without the lens. So with that is the setup. We're just going to go into some games. We're going to quickly flip back and forth, and then we're going to give the impressions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the barrel configuration, the barrel
distortion.
Fix the distortion around the edges, and then come back in and see how it looks afterwards. And if that all goes well, then we're going to mod another headset afterwards, not on this video. So with that said, why don't we start up both headsets.
Okay.
We'll launch a game, or we'll go into the home, VR home. I'll invite you in, and we'll get impressions of the VR home. Okay? So let me go into here. All right, so on my side, I'm just going to launch. I'm just going to put on a headset, because you don't have to.
Yeah, I actually think that I'm already in there.
Yeah,
So
I'm good.
let me see if I can put this someplace where. All right, and you could see if you could stand in the middle of the room. What's that? Oh, okay. I just tilted this, so if you want to tilt this back down. There you go.
Okay, now I'm putting on the modded headset.
All right, I'm going to be using unmodded. So anytime you see the black controllers, this is unmodded. I took the skins off of this one. All right, and then Bill's going to ask me to look at a couple things. I'm going to look at a couple things,
Okay,
and
so
then we'll.
I think the easiest
from
way to
there.
do this, because we're in the Steam VR home, we start off at Steam VR home. I'm actually going to invite Bob into the same room. So when I tell him to look at something, we can look at it together. Okay. So let me know when you're on. Bob. I'm on.
Now, one thing that annoys me. Oh, hold on. Let me go in. One thing that annoys me about the current. Oh, I don't have my. There we go. Okay. About the current setup that I noticed immediately is when I put on the unmodded. Hey, dude.
Hey.
When I put on the unmodded headset, it takes a while for me to zero in on the
Sweet spot.
yeah, the sweet spot. So I have to keep adjusting until I get to the sweet spot. Yesterday when we modded that headset there, now I can actually point to you and know where I'm pointing. When we modded that headset there, when I flipped it on, I could immediately start looking because there was no sweet spot. All right, so I apologize because we're going to be looking away from the screen more than likely
Okay.
because my screen is over here, so I'm going to face you. So I'll talk loud.
So let me tell you what I noticed about this room. First of all, it's pretty freaky because this adds a whole new dimension to VR because I can literally reach out and touch Bob's head.
Yeah, stop, get away.
So, because I see him in the room with me, and now we're in the same room, so I can reach over and touch him. But in this room, if you have the original headset, what I normally see is there's a focus point. You could see that there's a sweet spot right in front of you where the lens is clear, but your eyes, if your eyes focus away from that sweet spot, it tends to blur out. So if I look straight and then use my eyes to focus to the left or right, on my old headset, Bob, you can testify.
Yeah,
this,
I'm
'cause
looking
you
at
have
it right
one.
now, so I can tell you exactly what I'm seeing. So if you want to pick something out on the wall or something, I will let you know visually what I'm looking at. You can let me know visually what you're looking
Okay,
at.
so if you stand straight and you look at,
Now, keep in mind that when I do that, do me a favor. If you turn around, do you see 3 pictures on the wall?
yeah,
Okay, why don't we focus on the 3
Okay.
pictures because then we'll be facing the camera.
all right, so here's what I noticed. If I look at picture 1
Okay.
and keep my head straight,
Okay?
I still am very clear with the other 2 pictures. I can actually see clear.
Now, are you moving your head or you just moving your
No,
eyes?
I'm keeping my headset straight.
Okay.
I can see clear all around me.
Now, what about the left and the right? Because I'm going to assume that based off of where you're standing, that picture is, you're a little bit to the left of the picture. I'm a little bit to the right of the picture, correct?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not
all
exactly
right.
center.
So when you reference something, what I would like you to do is I want you to focus to the right, and I'll focus to the left because the pictures on either side of these are the same distance.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. Okay,
So you're looking at the picture in front,
So if I'm looking straight ahead,
right?
obviously the picture to the left of me is more closer to me than the picture to the right.
Exactly.
But in this GearVR lens, that picture to the right, when I'm looking straight, I can still see it clearly onto the edge of the lens.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you what I'm going to see, and then I'm going to ask you a question. If I'm staring at the picture, the middle of the picture, the sweet spot for me is the middle of the picture, and I want to say that around that picture, it's clear. So the whole picture for me is pretty clear. But then it goes into the wall, the stone wall, and then it starts to go to the other pictures. If I move my eyes, those pictures are blurry. Like this, I can tell completely out of the sweet spot. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to say that I'm losing, and you can tell me where you're losing it. I'm losing this sweet spot right around the edge, a little bit past the edge of the middle picture. And this will give us an idea. So just so everybody who's watching, the picture in front of us is
That's a good idea.
I've already done it.
Are you seeing it on
Yeah,
the monitor?
I have mirrored on both cameras,
Oh,
and
perfect,
I'm working on it.
perfect. See,
Trust me.
that's the editor right there. Okay. So the
And
picture in
we're
front
still
of us
getting
takes
chat
up,
windows. We're still getting the chat windows not working for me. I need to-
takes up about, I
Really?
want to say, what's the matter?
The chat windows apparently are still not working according to Anita.
All right. Sorry, guys. The picture in the middle of us takes up, I want to say, a good sixth of the Vive headset. Like it's sixth of the picture, if that makes sense. It's taking up like 1/6 of what I'm able to look at. So when I look at either the right or the left, it starts to fade. And it starts to become blurry. So my sweet spot is really the picture in front of me. Anything past that, beyond that picture, starts to get weak and it's beyond the sweet spot. That's for me anyway.
Okay.
I
get what you're saying.
Do you understand? Let me ask you a question, dude. So if you're standing and you're looking with the new lenses, so remember, Bill's using the modded version. When you're looking at the new lenses and you're looking at the middle picture, I'm assuming that you can see the outer edge of the actual unit, right? The frame.
Yeah, I can see where my field of view ends.
Okay, so your field of view, can you see past the 2 pictures?
No, my field of view on this ends. If I keep my head straight and look,
Right. And you're centering the picture, right?
no, but you know what we should do is stand in the center and
Okay.
do this test because I
Yeah.
know where you're going. So if I'm going to do it first. I'm going to stand in the center.
Yeah, stand in the center, and I'm going to make sure that I stand in that same spot.
If I don't move my head and I just glance my eyes to the right,
Right.
I can see the end of the shadow. There's a shadow on the wall. It's a pillar shadow.
Okay.
For my right, I can see just the very edge of that. On the left, it's there's a crease in the wall. The first crease.
So you're
Coming
saying
in.
that you're able to see past the pictures?
Oh yeah, I'm able to see almost to the where the shadow is on the right.
Oh, okay.
And then on the left, I could see a line.
Okay. And you're
which
not
is the-
moving your head, you're just
No,
looking
just
with your eyes.
the picture is right in front of
Okay.
me, and this is just
Okay.
looking in my eyes. So,
So
you stand here.
step away. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. Wow. I got to tell you, dude, I'm surprised. Okay,
Okay.
this one's throwing me.
So look at that one, Mandy.
Okay, so here's what I see. Where you were describing, I happen to glance over and see. I am not even getting what you're getting. I'm not even getting my outer edge of my headset is actually reaching.
Use your hands in the VR to
Oh, I'm sorry.
explain.
So, matter of fact, let me see if I can point. Okay, let me do this. Because you're able to see my monitor, right?
Yep.
Isn't there a laser that I can do? Oh, maybe because there's nothing there. So I'm going to try to point. Okay, so Bill was saying that he was able to see this shadow of the pillar, right? And then he was able to see.
Up to the line. If you look to your
The
left,
line,
there's
the
a-
first line
It looks
on
like
the
right where the window is.
Right. Okay. So this first line here.
Yeah.
What I'm able to see, if I'm looking straight in the middle, I'm able to see right here, on the right.
Where's right here?
It is actually, dude, it's the middle. It is
Looks
where
like
the
that.
picture ends and that shadow is.
Yeah.
The middle of that section is where
So-
I lose.
So back up for a second. When you say you're unable to see it, you mean it starts blurring out at
No,
that point?
I mean the headset itself.
Well, see, that doesn't make sense because these, from what I read, these have a smaller field of view.
Okay, dude, I'm debunking that right now,
And so
and
am
I'm
I,
telling
because-
you because I watched where your feet was.
Right.
I stood in that same spot. I'm letting you know that if I'm standing straight and I'm facing this picture, let me go off the left-hand side, dude. I'm going to point to where I can no longer see because of my headset. Now, keep in mind, my headset is as close to my face as possible.
Oh, wait a minute, dude. Let me see something. Oh, I can't. All right. I'm over here.
Okay,
Okay, tell me where I disappeared. Look straight.
okay, all right. So I'm looking straight. Okay, I can see.
Can you see this in the camera?
Yep.
Okay, are you? That's not good, dude. Because I can see your hand.
Okay.
So let me just tell you where I can see. and
Sorry
I'll
for the
point to
shaky
it.
cam, guys.
Okay,
Just trying
that's
to
probably better.
the best angles for you here.
It ends here for me if I stay right straight. So okay, move over to the left a little bit. This
My
is
left or your left?
this isn't making sense, dude.
Okay.
This isn't going to help because referencing you, I'd rather reference the wall. I know where you pointed. So here I'm going to do this. Ready? It ends right here. That's where I can no longer see. So if I move a little bit further, I can't see it. So I'm going to stay right here. So now I'm looking at it. This is where I end, and this is where you said you end. Now, Mandy, are you catching this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where I ended. This is where Bill ended with the modified headset. Now, I'm going to look again straight. I'm going to point to where it falls off. I can no longer see it. Here, it disappears. So this is where I end, and this is where Bill said he could see. I could not see this shadow in my peripheral because of the headset blocking. So, dude, you have a wider field of view than I do.
Right, and it's not just wider. What I didn't get into was it's clear, so I can see clearly from this edge to this edge. It doesn't fade off. That's why I was asking you, are you talking about clarity or are you talking about actually not seeing?
No, I'm saying not seeing. I can't see past the
Right,
headset.
so what I'm saying is it's clear from the center. And I can't see too much of a blur because it blurs off right at the very tip of the lens.
Are you even in the shot? Oh, Mandy's got it. Okay.
So right at the very tip of my view is where it blurs off for me. So
If you want to point, I'm in your screen, so
oh, okay. So let me get to where
you might want to stand in the middle
You
too.
want to come back over here where I
yeah, sorry, I
was?
didn't realize it was over here.
Yeah, you're
It's okay.
next to the monitor.
Okay. So let me get back to the center of the room.
And dude, when I stood there, I watched where your feet were, so I planned it exactly where you were.
Okay. So I'm back in the center of the room. Make sure. Okay. So on my edge, it's not blurry at all. So I can not only see a wider view, but it's not blurry at all.
All right.
And
Well-
you know what? Let's make sure that we are in what we consider the center. On the floor, I'm going to step. There is a spot. I don't know if you can see it on the floor. See it
Yes.
right in front of me?
Yes.
Okay, that spot. Stand there.
Okay,
And then-
that's a good point, dude.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you're a step back.
Yeah, because because
Because that's based off of calibration, right?
right, and we could be teleported.
Exactly.
So-
okay.
So now I'm standing directly on the spot, and looking straight at the actual center picture is off to the left a little bit.
But I'm seeing you in the game, dude.
Right. So
Okay.
now I still see the. It's just the beginning part of that shadow, and I still see that line, just to the left.
Are you talking about the line that is the last line on the left-hand side before the wall?
On my screen, if you look, there is a windowsill.
Okay.
On the left side of the windowsill,
Okay,
there's a
that's
line.
what. Okay,
Looks like
I know your
wallpaper.
reference. Okay.
Okay, so on my left-hand side, I can see that line. On the right-hand side, I can it's the left side of the shadow now.
Okay,
So if you
all right.
stand right on the spot,
Okay.
a little circle thing on the floor.
Okay, I'm standing right there. So now I'm in the exact same spot you are. And dude, I have to tell you, you just made it worse. It's now worse. If you're telling me that you could see the beginning of the shadow, I can tell you that now I'm going to point to where it ends for me. And it ends right there. I'm not even close to the beginning of the shadow. And if I look to the left, and now I'm not moving my head, this is where it ends for me, and I'm not even close to that line. So you actually brought up something that is worse. And let me just say, I'm blurry around the picture.
Yeah.
So just because the fact that I can see the picture in front of me doesn't
Okay.
fix the fact that
Now-
my sweet spot is still
Okay.
just that picture.
Now-
Now I can tell you me moving up, I got a better sweet spot. So the sweet spot now goes what the
No,
yeah.
I'm doing this on purpose.
Oh, you just okay. So the sweet spot is a little bit past the picture now, but the pictures to the right and left are still very blurry.
Can I ask
very
a
blurry.
question? Do you guys mind? So this isn't obviously from chat because I don't know if chat's working or not.
Sorry guys, we don't know why chat is not working. So
But the question I have is, so you know how you have that knob for whatever it is that
Right.
adjusts the
Right.
separation. How do we know that that's not playing a factor?
okay, that's a
into it?
good question.
I'm gonna stick my. We have practically the same eyesight.
Yeah, we have this.
That's
yeah.
a good thing. Is we're twins. So.
What do you have your
I'm
set
gonna
on?
stick. I'm gonna stick mine on 68.
Okay, that's.
Oh, and
was-
apparently it might
was
be
it on
working because
68?
Yeah.
Andy was just
Okay,
mentioning.
mine was about 69, so it shouldn't have made that much of a
Okay.
difference.
I did see that, Andy, so I'm not sure if chat is working or not, but I know Anita was saying it wasn't, so.
Okay, so I'm at around 68. Oh, okay.
Here's a
that's
good
fine.
test. What I'm gonna do is I teleported purposely out of the way. I'm standing on that spot, and I think I'm standing right on top of you
Dude, I'm gonna. You know
in the
what?
game. Here's what I want you to do.
I apologize. Hold on. Give me a second. Because me adjusting it screwed up my sweet spot, and I want to be fair with these lenses. So I'm going to go to 67,
Okay.
because it's clearer for me
Thanks, Slick.
at 67. So
Appreciate
I
it.
don't want to.
You letting us know.
I don't want to jack up the
Okay.
sweet spot there.
All right, I'm at 67.
No, you make it. You make it so
Well,
that
no,
your
because
sweet
I'm
spot.
going to do something.
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
do something. So let me know when you're looking straight ahead again.
All right, hold on. I just want to make sure that I'm clear so that it's fair.
Good idea, Slick. Thanks for the suggestion there.
Is chat working?
Yeah, chat is apparently
good,
working,
good,
but
good.
I'm not sure why any is having
Okay,
an issue.
all right.
So
I'm good now, dude.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is lift up your headset, step right to me, and
In
put
the
this
same
headset
spot?
on. Yep, and
Okay.
put this headset on. Because now you have a good idea of what the old one looks like.
Right.
You're now standing in the exact spot that I'm standing in.
Okay, so I'm gonna stand here, right?
Right.
maybe put an indent on your like where your feet are. Yeah, his feet have indents,
Okay.
so
And now
just
go
step
ahead
right
and
in
put them
it.
on here.
Okay,
Grab
here, take
these. And look and see, one, if it's clearer and where your sweet
Okay.
spots are. Where it blurs out, where it doesn't.
Oh God, dude, I have to tell you, okay. Right away, I'm gonna tell you what I noticed right away, dude. I don't know if you were catching this, but
I'm
I
going over
had
to
to
the
keep
screen.
moving my headset in order to get the sweet spot. When I just threw in these headsets, I don't even hardly have to adjust it. I'm going to adjust it to see if it makes a difference, but no, I don't. The field of view is, but I just stepped forward though, dude.
No, you stepped, yeah, because I teleported.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. The field of view is wider on here. Okay, so you get a wider field of view. The sweet spot, oh, you know what, dude? Hold on here for a second. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure that I adjusted it so that I want to make sure it's clear for me. I'm going to put it, because every one of these I think are different, right? All right, I'm going to put it around 67. Now that I'm standing here, the field of view is about it's about the same now if you have me standing here.
Look, you should be on that same spot on the floor. Are you?
I'm not, dude. That's what I'm saying. Where's my headset?
Your headset is right here.
Can you move it? Because I think it's on the spot.
No.
Hold on, let me see where that spot was.
I'm confused as to why you had him just stand right where you were standing.
Because
and then-
you can
Because if we
teleport, it doesn't matter.
if you
Oh.
calibrate, I think it's here we were standing, right? Because these spots are on the floor.
Yeah,
all
it's
over the
that
place.
round circle-ish.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is there's spots around, but I can tell you that if I'm standing here, and I think that's where you were, it's about the same field of view now, if I'm standing here. So, yeah, so the field of view is about the same. Clarity-wise, tremendously different. Tremendously different. You know what, dude? Let's do this. I have another idea. I want to do this. This is better. All right, so I'm going to pick a spot on the floor.
Okay.
If you stand right in front.
I'm not going to stand. You just do it, and then use your headset and stand in the
Okay,
same
that's
spot.
a good idea. All right, so I'm going to stand in the spot, which is right in front of the recent apps. Okay, if I'm standing, matter of fact, you know what? I'm just going to move over to the right so I'm standing in the middle. If I stand right here, I'm able to see the edges of each of the bookcases and a little bit of
You
want to
use your hands to point
Yeah,
in the
I'm
thing?
sorry. So I keep thinking, okay.
Oh, you
so-
got a laser here.
Oh,
but
no,
it-
but I don't.
Okay.
So if I'm able to see right here, which is the edge of this box, I'm able to see from here, I'm able to see if I'm looking at the middle, the edge of this box and the edge of this guy right here that's sitting on the shelf. What is that? It's an elephant, right?
Yeah.
So I'm able to see the edge of the elephant. If I'm standing right here, and all I did was
You just teleported.
Oh, shit. Let me get where I was again. I knew exactly where I was. All right, so I stood. Where's that box? Okay, I stood here, and then I moved to the right. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay, so that's where I am. All right, so I know exactly where I am. So now let me switch over to the other ones. And this'll be definitive.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Get out of here. All right, can you move this headset? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think it's. Okay. Here's the spot. Yep, and then I'm gonna move a little bit to the right. Okay, dude. Good idea. This is perfect for everybody who's watching because they're gonna want to know this. The field of view is slightly better with the other lenses.
With the gear lenses.
Slightly better. Only a little, dude. Here's how I know. I knew that the color of that elephant was gray.
You should answer the game.
I'm sorry. The elephant here, which by the way, the sweet spot is so bad that I have to literally look in order to see the elephant. I knew that was gray, and I knew that this was a light gray. If I'm standing right where I position myself, and I am exactly in the room where I positioned myself before, I see the edge of the cabinet. I can see that there's something that the cabinet fades off, but I can't see that there's anything sitting on that cabinet that's gray.
So you can no longer make out the details.
I can't, well, first of all, let me just say, there is a rooms right here. It says rooms, it says Steam Friends on the right-hand
Right.
side. All right, if I'm sitting right here, I can't even read rooms, and I can start to read Steam, but I can't read Friends. The sweet spot is only, if I want to look at it, the sweet spot is around where the tilt brush, the lab, audio shield, and hollow ball, it's the middle of that. So it's around those four icons. But that's where the sweet spot starts to fade off, and I can't read anything over here, and I can't almost at all see past these cabinets, where before with that headset, the modified headset, I could see a little bit past the cabinet. So I want to say that the field of view is almost the same, if not a little bit better with the modified lenses. So you're definitely not giving up any field of view with the upgrade, even though those lenses, which don't make sense to me, seemed a little bit closer to your eye.
Well, that would make up for the
right.
size different.
Then yes,
Yeah.
then that's the case. But dude, completely different when it comes to sweet spot and how much you can actually read away. Night and day, by the way. So big difference with the two headsets. So that was good, dude. That was good because that narrowed it down for me. Because off of memory, I thought we were losing.
Right, and reading the post, you thought you were losing.
I thought we were losing.
But now you can see you're not really
I'm not losing.
losing.
You're actually gaining a little bit.
Yeah.
With the mod, which
But
is that's
As far
cool.
as the width of what you can see, because it's closer to your eye, but the clarity wise, it's going from like this to like this,
Yeah,
right to
dude.
the edges.
Now here's the only thing I'm thinking. I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking like let's just say somebody's wearing glasses, like Mandy. She wears glasses. For somebody who has thick glasses, what they would have to do is they would probably have to pull. Now we're using the 20/20 lenses
Right.
in the mod. For somebody who has to pull those lenses out away from their face, obviously they're going to lose
Yeah, that's
the
going to
field of
bring
view
it out, and then it's going to
because those lenses are a little bit closer
Like
to
that
your
happens
face.
with the regular light.
But aren't the modified lenses closer to your face?
Yeah, they are.
So for somebody wearing thick glasses, they're going to force themselves to have to move that
Mm-hmm.
out, which is going to change their field of view. Where on the unmodified version, they probably have a little bit more play between their glasses, which may
Right.
help them.
Right.
For somebody that wears thick glasses, it may not be a good idea to go with the mod.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. You might want to think twice about modding it if you wear thick glasses. Just thinking about how they
But,
did it.
you know, somebody also posted that, you know, they wear glasses and it was too tight against their face. But it makes me wonder because the developer of this has two different versions. One you can adjust
Right.
for those who
Which
wear
we
glasses,
opted out.
We did. if you have those, do you need to wear your glasses because you're pulling them in and out?
Okay, let's think about this. So this is something that somebody wants to think about. If you're going to mod your Vive and you're going to put the glasses that you can, the lenses that you can turn, it comes down to whether or not somebody wants to take off their Vive, and if you're going to switch to the next person, do you want to spin those?
Right.
And how accurate are you going to be spinning both of those lenses so where they're the same
Right.
distance?
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
see
harder
that that's
to
going to be
adjust.
very hard.
But
to
it
do.
is an option. It
Yeah,
is an
it is an
option.
option.
And let's not forget that those lenses aren't prescription lenses.
No.
I'm blind as a bat without my glasses. I can't do it
Yeah,
without.
so somebody like her, that would be a big deal because if she span one lens a little bit different than the other, that may cause headaches.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So overall,
Field of view debunked.
yeah, I would say the field of view for anybody who
For
says
me,
it's
it's
a dramatic,
debunked.
it's not. It's not. It's
And if anybody wants to comment now or after the video on whether you think that we could have did that differently, let us know.
Yeah.
But I think that was a valid test, standing
there is a
exactly
room
in the front of
that
the
you can go into. Somebody has designed a room, and I know somebody's going to post it on there that gives you the lines and the field of view.
Okay.
And we could always do that in another video
Yeah,
when
I
we
mean,
download that room. But that's basically
that was-
the same thing.
That was pretty real
yeah.
time.
I mean, to adjust to have two different headsets in the same room, looking at the room, I think is a good way
Right.
of telling. So
all right. So next, you went into last night. You went into what used to be called VR Pool.
yeah, and I want you to try this.
Okay.
Did you install it on yours?
I did not.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to. But you're the one gonna have the barrel distortion anyhow. So it's gonna be the first time I'm seeing VR Pool.
I want you to go into VR Pool because I think
Okay.
this is out of all of the games we played, this was the worst that I played
Okay.
as far as the barrel distortion.
All
is
right.
concerned.
So let's try that now.
So
as
you
a-
haven't seen it yet.
I
You're
have
gonna go
not.
into
I
it.
have not. This is the first time I'm seeing it in the modded version,
Right.
and so I can let you know.
So I'm gonna launch it from the room,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna let you. Mandy, we're gonna look at the screen. I'm gonna let you just tell me what your thoughts are.
Okay.
Now this, I can tell you, this game is a dark bar. It's made in a bar. You're playing pool. It's a bar atmosphere, and by default, this game is very dark with the lighting is an ambiance lighting, and that in the old Vive throws a lot of God rays.
Yeah, there's God rays everywhere.
So with these headsets, you're going to find that all that is eliminated. The God rays are eliminated. So, but you go ahead and go in and give me your first impressions on this game.
all right.
This was the worst that I've seen using the GearVR headset.
Now I haven't played this since the update, so I may get a little bit lost when it comes.
I'll
to
help you
UI.
out. They have changed it since we
Okay.
played.
All right.
So when you first go in, I'll ask you which hand. You
Okay.
remember that.
All right. Right away, the clarity is amazing. Right away, the clarity is amazing. To game. Okay. All right. I see it a little bit here because the table curves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can see where that would be a little annoying. When I turn my head, I see it, especially with all these straight lines.
You got to go through that door right there. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're familiar with this part.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up to a table. Okay. Let me first
Excuse me.
say that I am seeing 0 God rays, where in this game before, if you were looking at these lights up at the top, yeah, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to teleport to a light. If you were looking at these lights at the top, there would be God rays, and these would be God. There would be God
Yeah,
rays.
yeah,
coming off of
that's
that
awful
word.
with the old lens.
Yeah, so I'm not seeing any God rays whatsoever on here. All right, so let me. How do you start a game now?
They changed it now. You walk up to the table, see on the ends of the table, it's
Okay.
got buttons.
Hold on. Okay, so let's do quick match. Did I do it?
Just reach down and push it with your controller.
You're teleporting
okay.
to the
All right,
table.
I'm trying to point to it. Oh, I'm gonna play against the person?
Yeah.
Oh crap, I should have just shot. Okay, so while he's doing that, I'm gonna walk around.
I think it's. Is it? Oh, okay, it's still his turn.
He missed.
Okay, so now it's your turn. So take your time, and you'll see what I'm talking about with this
All right.
game.
Now you know I'm a pool shark, right? Okay, so. Oh, okay, yeah. This is a little nerving.
Okay, what are you saying? Explain what you're saying because
Hold
I
on, I'm
haven't.
just gonna pull up the pool stick. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing, especially when I'm trying to take a shot. It looks like the table is slanted down a bit. The back of the table
Right.
is slanted down a bit, and it curves in the front
Right.
a bit.
So the table literally slopes down to you.
It literally slopes down, but that's, yeah, it literally slopes down. I can tell you that the balls, I was hoping that in this game the numbers of the balls would be a lot clearer. But they're not, but that may be a game issue, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm playing.
So
against
this
somebody.
was one game.
So
where,
yeah, I would say that in this game, dude, you're right. This would have to be fixed.
because the barrel distortion in this game is really obvious and almost to a sense where it's annoying. You know, especially when you feel like you're looking at a flat table and it's not flat.
Right. I'm gonna see. Is it as bad? Like
No, when you're playing like darts and stuff. Now I don't know how air hockey is, but when you're playing darts, they changed the dart.
yeah, I'm gonna say there's nothing to throw these darts now.
Yeah, you used to you have to ring your arm. Now you don't have to.
All right. Yeah, I'm good at darts, by the way. No, I don't see an issue with the dartboard. I only see an issue. I think the problem. Who was that guy?
That's I think the guy you were playing against.
No, the guy I'm playing against is right here.
Did somebody else?
He's
join?
waiting.
Oh, it's the guy you're playing darts against.
I think the issue is anything with a lot of straight lines is going to be the issue.
It's a good thing this isn't a pool tutorial.
So because you have to focus on the pool table and it's a lot of straight lines, it really shows its ugly face. But it's not overly bad. I mean, it's not extremely bad.
Yeah.
But it is. I can see what you were saying. I can see this game right here would be a good test on whether or not the distortion fix worked.
Right.
I would agree with you, dude. This one would throw me off. Would I be able to play like this? I'd be able to play a quick game. I'm not sure if playing like 2 hours would give me a headache.
To me, when I was actually playing with somebody, the AI guy,
Right?
it was hard to accurately control the shot because of that curvature of the table. You know, you want to look like you want to bend down enough to get that angle for the ball, but because it twists up, you can't get that angle correctly to make the shot.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So for this, it made it that barrel distortion made it very annoying to play.
But it's not that bad. I almost scratched. It's not that bad. I'd be able to play it, but it is a little annoying. All right, I agree. I agree with that one, dude.
All right,
Good
sure
find
exit
on that
out.
one. Go home. All right.
All right, so what game do we have that we can both look at?
Climby.
We can jump into Climby, but they're not installed. I don't have it installed. I can install it real quick while you're looking at the next step.
What do you have installed?
I only have. I just.
Oh, you have
this
Elite
PC.
installed.
I have Elite.
All right, why don't we pop in Elite? Because that's the biggest game, right, that we play all the time. Pop in Elite, we'll do. Oh, you really can't compare.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
let me
what I'm
see.
saying.
Let me bring down yours. Oh, so there was questions about the golf club VR game
We need to turn this light back
yesterday during the
Yeah.
live
on.
stream.
I need to turn this light back on. Can you hold?
And the golf game We did try that, and it is.
The golf game, I got to tell you, here's the biggest thing about the golf game. Let me tell you what annoyed us. So, Bill brought over the VR so that we could film this today because we figured, okay, let's see if we can get it to work in the same room. So we tried the golf. I didn't try anything else but the golf because Andy plays golf. So we figured, oh, well, it's the first time he's playing the modded one. Let's play golf. The first thing we noticed was this. If you're playing golf in the unmodded VR, it is very hard to see where the flag is on the golf course. Like if it's a hole 4,
Right.
And you hit your first shot or a hole 5, you literally are trying to. If you hold this up, you can actually use it as a viewfinder, and you can pinpoint the hole. If in the old unmodded one, we would literally have to hold this up, zoom in on it, and then find the flag in order to know where we were going to hit it. That's where we would know if we're lined up accurately or not. When we played it with the new modded one, the flag was very visible, and when we held up the viewfinder, you could literally read the text so easy. Where in the old one, because you were dealing with the sweet spot, you had to keep moving left and right in order to see where the hole was. So that was a completely different experience. Playing golf was a completely different experience.
Yeah, somebody did ask
And
about that last night. We
I
did
can
try.
tell you that you did not even think about the barrel. That was a game where barrel didn't even come up.
Yeah.
The distortion you didn't even think about. It was beautiful to play.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So for those who asked about golf last night, we did try it.
Very good experience.
It was.
Settings cranked up. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
I liked
Also, somebody asked about America Truck Simulator. And
Okay.
when I took this home, I did pop in America Truck Simulator and made sure it was configured the way I had it configured prior. And it did look fantastic. It really did. The problem was because I had to reinstall it, I couldn't get my steering wheel to work correctly with it. So I couldn't do it any justice. So I'll do a follow-up
Okay.
on America Truck Simulator and how it looks. And we'll do on that. So
So for the sake of time, I think that we should just try
the barrel distortion
yeah,
fix.
I think we should.
And now, according to what I'm reading, the barrel distortion fix actually uses your lighthouses to do this.
Right, which is the reason why we put your lighthouses up.
Right,
So
so-
at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down
yours off.
my Vive.
Yeah,
We're going to completely
the
work
VR.
on. We're going to work on yours,
Okay.
and then so that way we're not updating anything over here. Nothing's being found here.
And let me kill.
Now, unfortunately, because we quickly did this setup, I found a keyboard and mouse, but the cord is very, very short. So we kind of have to do this from the floor. Now, the first thing you're going to do is what's recommended was back up your file, right?
Right. So I have instructions here. I'm going to read the instructions. No,
Now,
it's okay.
everybody knows what your PIN number is.
Like somebody's going to come to my house and use my surface? Oh, you know what we could use?
What?
Updog.
Yes!
The hell is Updog? Hello, what's up with you? What's up, dog? What's up?
I just got that.
Is that a real thing or did you just...
Michael Scott called. He wants his joke back.
Oh, you stupid.
All right, so it says that we need to, we're going to use version 2. So we have to go into folder program files 86. Now, Mandy, I don't know if you want to focus on the screen.
Yep, I can.
Stream. And I'm down here, so make sure I'm clicking on the right thing. Stream apps. We're going to the stream apps column.
Can you see? Okay, no, good. Good. I'm glad you can.
Stream VR tools. Lighthouse and bin. Min 32. Okay, it says run Lighthouse console exe, and it'll put you in the shell prompt.
Are you going to run that as administrator?
It didn't say to run it as administrator, but I think I am going to run it as administrator. You know what? Let me close this down. Am I on the X?
No, you keep going up. Right there.
Okay. So I'm going to run this, and just keep the thing in command.
Oh, that was good the way you
Okay.
did it there. All right, so you have the LH up.
Okay, so LH, then save your config file. For me, I did download config 1. So,
You want me to type while you read?
yeah. So download
Or if you want, I can type. I type faster.
config.
Yeah, Mandy knows how to type and spell.
User fine. All right, so download config 1. This puts it in the bin32 as a 1 file. Let me know what happens.
Reconfig of 3528 bytes from.
Yeah, it inflated it.
Okay, and
Inflated.
it should be here. Now we have a 1.
Okay.
So that is what we need to back up. So
Okay.
I'm going to,
Can you drag that right over to your desktop?
yeah, I can. And then I'm going to email that to myself. Oops. Oh, no.
No, it's there.
I want to copy that. Okay, so, and we're going to save it as 2. So I'm going to drag that here, copy it here as well. And we're going to rename this to, okay, and that's the one we're going to edit. So save the file as 2, whatever you want, replace the tracking transform with the above. So we're going to right click on this.
But dude, don't you have to copy and paste some stuff from this?
Yeah, well, I could type it.
Okay.
And we're
Are
going
you,
to
are
open
you
with
sure you don't want a mouse that actually has
Notepad.
right and mouse click? Because you're using a Mac mouse on a PC. I think that's taboo.
Yeah, there is something a little bit wrong with that, but
Which is your fault.
Okay, you want to replace the tracking to eye transform section. You
All
see
right.
that in there?
tracking to I transform section. Keep going down. But this is a very big file. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
We could
keep
do a
going.
search.
Tracking the eye transform.
Right
Yep.
here. To the code above and then run. So, is there an HTTPS in there?
Not on
No,
this
not that I
part
don't
screen.
see
It
here.
looks like it
Scroll
goes
down a little
further
bit.
down.
Keep going. Whoa.
You said HTTPS, right?
Not seeing it here.
Oh, wait a minute.
See, anybody's watching. This is real. This is how somebody would do it. Like 2 idiots. Hey, don't point that at me. 2 idiots, the camera person and the person typing right now, trying to get something done. What do you got?
Okay, yeah, I do have to. I have to email this to myself.
All right. So
'Cause
what?
it's the HTTPS is the website
Oh,
for grabbing the file.
all right. So while you're doing that, did you leave the other 3D printed parts here?
Yeah, they're upstairs.
Okay. So I'll take them upstairs, because you're going to bring up the website, right?
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
so-
email this to myself.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take you upstairs and show you the 3D printer that we used to, and it's kind of dark up here, so bear with me here. Let me turn on some lights. So this is the 3D printer that we used to print the parts with. This right here, the model that we used was an ANET A8. Be warned that if you buy this will. Okay, so I'm not gonna take them upstairs.
Because
But
you lost your internet?
yeah, because the Wi-Fi doesn't go all the way up there without switching over. But that ANET A8, I think. But what did that cost?
It's 100.
Like $160 or something like that. $160. It has a small bed. It doesn't have a big bed. So the parts that you need to print for this project takes about an hour. No, I'm sorry, 45 minutes if you're going to print one, because we printed 2. It took about an hour and a half. So If you know somebody who has a 3D printer, it could be a cheap one. That's a $160 printer. Doesn't have to be a fancy printer. That doesn't have a large print bed. You could probably get somebody to do it for a few bucks, but it's going to take them about 45 minutes in order to get it printed. If you're thinking about buying a 3D printer, that was a budget 3D printer, and this replica of the Cinderella Castle I'm finishing up now was actually printed on that printer. So you could do some fantastic things with a budget 3D printer.
You're gonna plug in the castle again?
This is one of those things. What's that?
So you're plugging the castle again?
Yeah, well, I'm killing time until he gets. I don't want him
No, I'm
bringing up.
ready.
His, oh, I didn't want you showing your email.
No, good. So, so this was, remember I said go to HTTPS? This is the tracking for IR section, tracking to the iTransform section.
Okay.
And so I just went down here to the bottom, here, and this is the raw data, and I copied all this.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess what we need to do is go here, and we're going to paste that over all this. So I don't know how,
How are you going to know when to end?
I don't know, still gets to the next section?
Alright, I'm monitoring chat now, so.
What was the?
The last part is Unistar cutoff.
All right. Undistored cutoff. Undistored R2 cutoff. Okay, wait. There's the stored.
Let me go back up. Okay. Is this it?
That yeah. I hope there's not a couple
Let's look. There it is.
All right, but it looks like that the ending brackets.
What are you saying?
Like if you scroll all the way down, you see how it
Oh, okay. Let's see if
there's two closing brackets here. So if you go back to that understored, that's distort.
this one here.
That's distortion. So
Oh,
you,
here.
okay. No, see how there's not two closing brackets here? I'm wondering if that. Okay, undistort here.
Slick says there are two I sections, same L left and right, so there are two of those cut off brackets.
Okay, so here's your right. So R2 must be right. So L2 must be left. And here's a second cutoff bracket here.
Okay, so what are we saying then? We need to go from
Well,
here?
go up and see if there's an L, an L2.
And
Because I think
see,
it
so
start.
that's the end where you're at.
Okay, that was the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh.
go back.
Thanks, Slick.
So the end of the file?
No, the end where we were, that right there.
Right there.
You want to get from that
here
end,
up.
yeah, from that up. Because there's that beginning should be L2, right?
He said yes.
Right here. Right? Oh,
Oh, crap.
that's where I want to start.
And then hold up for a second. I want to see if there's an L. If it, see, that's R2. R2.
So it's got to go
Yeah, I didn't see any L2.
right here, right? No?
No.
Dude, your mouse is killing me.
I brought down my mouse.
You,
If you wanna
here,
switch it.
plug. You want to plug in that mouse? And the fact that you can't see this doesn't help.
That has a longer cord too, so I'm not sure if that'll help.
Can you plug in a? Does that have a USB? Oh, it doesn't. It's not going to help because the keyboard is down there. But here, bring up the mouse up here and use it up here.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay, much better. Okay, so we want,
And if you want, I can handle the keyboard aspect of it too.
wait.
See, there's the
This is where it
R2
ends, right?
cutoff.
Okay, so we want both of these brackets, right?
Right.
And,
But the thing is I didn't see L2. I would think R2 is right. I didn't see L2. And you're at the top. I don't think that's where you need to be.
Is that mouse better?
yeah, a little bit. Right here.
Yeah, I would have to think that's where you have to do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna scroll, so.
Okay, R2. R2.
Okay,
So can you go back to that file that you were looking at and see if there is an L2 in that file
here?
no, don't you have it on your laptop so you're not
Oh, yeah.
just scroll through it and see if there is a
Let me know if you want me to control anything else, since I've got a chat
Okay.
here, and I can handle the keyboard.
R2. No, that's it.
okay.
Okay, so, Mandy, do a control V. Okay. Was it?
Okay.
So you just pasted?
Yeah, I pasted. Okay.
Okay. So now you have to save this, right?
Yeah.
And you have a backup.
Because I'm messing with 2.
Okay.
And what I want to do is also go back here and just make sure hidden file. Okay, so we got file extensions on, and there's no .text.
Okay.
So, because that was the other thing they said to make sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Mandy, we want to. You want to type, let me get to the command prompt. You're going to type upload config, not yet.
You just tell me when.
Type upload config, space, was it -2?
I think-
-2. I might change that.
2.
Just 2. Okay, take out, wait a minute. Hit backspace twice and just put 2. Okay, upload config. All right, go ahead and,
Enter?
yep. Okay, so we wrote the configuration file, and that's it. So now we just restart
Steam.
Steam.
All right. Well, let's see. I mean, everybody was right. It wasn't that bad if we weren't working off the floor.
Yeah, and you know what? If I would have read everything prior to, it
Right.
wouldn't have been that bad.
I mean, but we were doing things real time, and we knew that we were going to do things real time. So we weren't trying to waste your time. But if somebody were sitting here doing the same exact thing and they were reading a document, they would probably have to do exactly what you just did. So
Okay, keeping it real.
real stupid.
We're getting that's it? Question mark?
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. Turn this down.
Well, that may not be it. The fact that when you launch it and you can't may tell us that we did it wrong in the file.
Okay, so I still see a little barrel distortion. It's now like, it's not bad. It curves up a little bit.
So it's gone the opposite way?
Yeah, it looks like it, for me, it's going the opposite way. I mean, unless we did something wrong.
Did you restart Steam?
Yeah, we restarted it. So let me now go back into the VR pool game. And we'll see if it did anything. Okay, right-handed.
Oh, let me focus on what you're seeing here.
Okay. All right, the table looks flat. This table in front of me.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. The room looks square. Quick launch.
Don't leave us hanging. Tell us what you're seeing.
Dude, the table is now flat.
Are you saying that it fixed it?
I think it fixed it. Dude, the table is now flat. I don't have that issue.
So Slick says vertical HMD position in your face is really important. Will affect the straightness of lines, but yeah, since these are such small numbers, they won't be perfect for everyone.
Yep, try this out.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
As you almost disconnect.
All right.
Now, you obviously could see the table was,
Are you going to give them?
Oh,
you're going
sorry.
to get them set.
you obviously remember the table was like leaning toward you.
Yes, it was. Yes. Okay. Oh, you have the pool stick in front of you. That's why. Okay. All right. Dude, that is a lot better.
It's a lot better,
It
right?
is a lot better.
Like, lean down and face the table. You don't have that arcing.
Oh shit! What happened?
It looks like you missed the ball there.
Yeah, dude, no, this is better. Yeah, this is a lot better. When you get close. Oh, this guy's running the table on me again? Yeah, dude, this is noticeably different.
Yeah. For me, it went from unplayable to now playable. Because
Yeah.
now I could scoot down to the table. It's not leaning forward.
Okay,
Toward
let
me.
me go back into home.
Okay.
They want to know how it is looking around. Is the
Oh, yeah.
shiny better?
Good question. We should go into Skyrim.
Okay.
Because Skyrim had that issue where you were kind of looking around and it kind of gave you that motion blur.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to launch it. And
Well, what do you think of home?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because we just spent a lot of time at home.
It's straight, dude. It's straight. I can tell you, like, if I'm looking up and I'm looking at something that goes across the screen, it curves slightly.
It's just a slight.
Slight. And then if I look down, so you see it like if I'm moving up and down, I can see like the stool in front of me starts to curve slightly, moving up and down.
But you know what? We got to see if that same thing occurs with the old headset as well.
Yeah, it's something that I'm forcing myself to look at. I'm literally trying to force myself to look at it. But if I'm not paying attention to it, dude, I'm not looking at it. I wish I had a bow and arrow right now.
All right. Well, I'll go launch Skyrim, and then you're gonna have your little bow and arrow.
Okay. Yeah, that is. Oh, here we go.
You're sitting there doing this, and all I can think of is you doing this.
Yeah, if it's like.
What's the matter?
No, you. Okay. Tell me when you launched it.
Yeah, it's launching now.
Oh, all right.
I was watching the screen. I wasn't watching your goofy butt.
So So Slick says, I made a version 3. I think it may be a bit better, but I'm not sure if it's just the placebo effect.
Okay, cool. We'll have to try your version.
Yeah, just if you can, like, throw a link,
Yeah.
and we'll definitely try it.
Yeah, that's cool. If you want to link it, I don't know, or in the Reddit post even.
Dude, I can't get over throwing on the headset. That's unbelievable. Are you facing that screen?
No,
Okay.
go ahead. I am now.
I guess you don't have to, but I can't get over just throwing on a headset. Like the sweet spot is so much better. Now, dude, I'm not really supposed to. Okay, no, I keep forgetting. I'm looking for God rays. I don't see any God rays. And I don't see him here.
Okay, so here's what he's looking at. He's now looking at like a forest.
I'm moving up and down. I'm not seeing anything that is like very.
Look up at the light in the corner of over where that white tree is.
Okay.
The white tree.
I'm looking at the right tree.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at a delayed video feed. Remember that. If you look up at that cavern area, that's where I happen to notice the barrel effect happening the most.
Okay. So maybe do you want to look at this?
If you want me to.
Yeah, I'll monitor chat. You look at this. So Mandy's going to look at this because she noticed the barrel effect.
At that point?
In this point.
Okay.
And this will tell us if if it's been really reduced. And then I'm gonna keep an eye on chat. You me get that? Okay, or you could do that. That's another way of doing it.
Oh, wait a minute. It's like I'm moving. It has been reduced. Yeah, I definitely think it has been reduced. I don't see it nearly as much. It's still there slightly, but only slightly. Only slightly.
Because you're looking for it.
Yes, because I'm looking for it.
So do you feel that now, Mandy, in all honesty,
Got a headache.
got a headache?
I did.
And do you feel as much? I don't know. Were you feeling nauseous before, or?
No, I was just getting a headache because no, I wasn't feeling nauseous. The only time I started to feel nauseous was when we changed the locomotion on this, just as a test to see what the difference.
That is what I'm using, by the way. That same
Okay.
locomotion.
All right,
But
then
you
I'm
were
gonna-
feeling eye strain.
I was feeling eye strain. It didn't make me sick, but I did feel eye strain. And I still kind of feel the eye strain a little bit. Not as bad, but I think the eye strain is due to my glasses being a little bit tighter around my face because of the compression.
Well, you know what? Do something. Loosen, because I found that I didn't have to have it as tight. So loosen it up just a little bit. Don't tighten the way you normally tighten it. And see if that
The
helps.
problem though is all right. So if I loosen it up, right,
Right.
I feel it start to sag.
Well, here,
and
let me help you out
becomes
here.
blurry. So if you wanna, I don't know if you wanna like, okay.
Okay, tell me, is that
Just
better?
got a facelift. All right. Yeah, that does help a bit.
Okay. So
That's
what I
fine.
did, dude, because if we loosened it up, because I noticed that with the Vive, with the old lenses, you had to have it directly up on your
Right,
face.
not focused on the screen because I'm just kind of like doing this just to see if I can feel any of the pressure.
You understand what I mean?
Right.
You had to have it real tight because the tighter you had it,
Right. The sweet spot.
the sweet
narrow
spot would,
in.
yeah. But with this, you don't have to have it that tight. You
I
can have it
gotta
loose.
I gotta be honest. What impresses me most about this mod is the sweet, not the clarity. That freaking get rid of that sweet spot.
Yeah.
The way it is on the old lenses is so much better.
So for her, we loosened it up so she
Yeah.
didn't have to have it as tight and just adjusted the strap so
Oh,
it
okay.
pulled
And
it off of her.
that did help alleviate a little bit of the pressure. Now I also think that it's like I had said before in the previous video for those who didn't watch. It's almost like getting a new pair of glasses. You have to adjust to the new clarity. It kind of starts to give you a headache, and so I'm wondering if prolonged gameplay is going to affect that. Like right now I feel a little bit better. I don't think it's gonna. I'm not gonna get as bad of a headache playing it because the pressure's been alleviated a little bit.
Can you go into the game?
Do you mind if I continue your game?
Yeah, go for it. I'm at the very beginning.
Okay.
I'm
You-
right at
you
the
got a
end.
bow and arrow.
Yeah, I do have a bow and I have a big sword.
Now Slick is giving us the link with the version 3.
Oh, awesome. and that's something that we could probably try afterwards, but we got to back up. I
Yeah.
don't want to. I mean, based off of where the keyboard is,
Yeah.
version 2 looked like that it made a vast improvement, so version 3 can only make it a little bit better.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You can change whatever you need.
No, it's okay. That's all right. I'll just I'll handle it.
Oh, you got the other locomotion on, right?
Yeah.
Did you,
Oh.
do you have mods in this game? Different
Oh,
mods?
wait.
Yeah, I do.
Wait, don't you strip people down in this?
Yeah, just be careful because
Don't.
I'm not
take-
gonna. I'm not gonna lose.
Oh,
anybody.
okay. I was gonna say this video.
I won't.
Don't.
I won't. Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
what did I do?
You have the locomotion on, but you have the movement speed.
Yeah, so it's not as
Oh
sickening.
no! No, you don't. You're over encumbered.
Oh.
How much stuff you just started?
Yeah,
How much stuff could you be?
You can.
You have 306 pounds. What do you have?
What?
Hold on.
I
All right, I'm gonna drop your basket because there's no point in you having a basket,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get rid of these wooden plates because they can't. They weigh too much. Okay. Let's see. Why am I helping you with this? Let's see.
I'll put it on the screen.
Look at the dragon. Oh, you have a treasure map? Where'd you get a treasure map?
It was at the very beginning, I
Oh,
think.
you have the Vivid Weathers book. We don't have that yet. Okay? We gotta mess around with that. Oh, I bet you I know what it is. I see what you did. I see what you got going on here. Alright, I'm going to drop that and just for the sake of argument.
Don't be dropping my longbow.
Well, you have a hunting bow.
Oh, okay. All right. You're fine.
Okay, and so your iron sword and your steel sword. I'm dropping your iron sword just for the sake of argument because it weighs 9 pounds. So that
Okay.
should. Son of a. Your plates started to hurt me. All right, now that's better.
You can change that thing where it kind of distorts the outer screen because I originally turned that off.
It's okay. It's not bad right now. So, impressions.
Why is he fighting you?
What just happened? I don't know. What did you do to him?
Did you end the game jacking somebody up?
Oh.
Did you steal from him?
No, yeah, I
Yeah,
might
he
have.
did. You know how? Yes, he did. You know how I know? Listen, how do you know if you're stealing?
Yeah.
Or if,
Okay, see, what had happened was I went into this room where this nice couple was arguing and there was some gold on the table. And I sort of took it. It was that guy.
Okay, that would have. Okay.
So the question is, do you see
Aside from me getting my ass kicked,
how much of an improvement do you see now?
I feel like it's a pretty decent improvement. I can move around, and I don't feel as dizzy.
Okay, so when you move up and down, do you see a barrel effect showing up at this point?
Not really.
Okay,
No,
because I can tell you that when I was in the game room playing pool, if I moved up and down, it was there. But it's really the environment that you're
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I don't really see too much of a difference when it comes to that. Like it feels good. Oh, I'm getting you levels. Might as well level up the rest of it.
You can if you could restart if you want. I just really started this over again, just to mess with it.
Right. So are we? I would think that this is pretty successful.
Yeah, I would say it's just if as they tweak this along, this is going to go to near perfect. I think,
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely. Is it? Am I going to keep it? If you would have asked me yesterday, was I going to keep it based on the distortion? I would have been iffy. I would have still been on the fence. When we did the video yesterday, I was all about it. It was beautiful. Last night and this morning playing the games, I put myself back on the fence because of that barrel distortion.
Right. Because I asked you this morning, are you going to
Your
keep
battery's
the
at
lenses,
15%.
or are you going to? And you went. As of right now, I may switch back if the barrel distortion.
Right.
So that's
So this now takes me back out of it again. So I would
Okay.
say, yeah, this is definitely.
So we're gonna update Reddit.
Yeah.
Letting people know in the video, letting people know
after you're done playing. I can tell you that Slick has said that he's modified the file. He's going back and forth between
will
both
do.
versions.
Version
he's
2 and
still-
version 3?
Version 3, version 2.
Here, if
That,
you wanna.
that power cable's still working.
Yeah, that's still plugged in. Version 3, version 2, and for him, he's still like on the fence between version 3 and version 2. He's not 100% sure which version is better. He's looking forward to us trying both versions and seeing which one we land on.
And you were playing Skyrim for a little bit too.
I was playing Skyrim. You want me to try it real quick?
Yeah. So just ignore the fact that he's just beating the crap out of you.
Sorry, I had to move over here because the battery was about ready
No,
to...
it's okay.
Dude, how do you piss people off on the first levels? Like not even leaving.
I walked up to the table and I accidentally hit my trigger and it stole all the gold.
You
Like, not just one,
accidentally-
it stole like 5 of them.
You accidentally. Oh,
I accidentally...
He's really beat.
Well, hit him! I
Don't kill him,
accidentally...
he's your blacksmith.
Well, he's going to
No,
kill me.
I'm gonna start over. You
Oh,
can kill him.
All right. Well, okay then. Go ahead. Have fun. I was just farming you levels because I'm leveling up your restoration as he's hitting you.
The
So
problem is that you can't run away from your blacksmith, right? Can I run away from him?
you can try. I mean, if you get far enough away from the village.
All right, let me try to run away. Run away! Run away! Oh yeah, he's still right behind me, kicking my ass. While I'm running, I am not seeing too much of the barrel effect. Matter of fact, once you're in the game and you're surrounded. Oh yeah, look at he's still right behind me, kicking. Dude,
Well,
what did you do?
Did you put away your weapons?
Oh shit, no, hold on.
Then put away your weapons.
How do you put... Wait.
Okay, that was it.
You hold down the menu button.
Okay, I think he just went in the water by accident. And I'm being eaten by wolves now.
All right, dude, I don't know how much juice you have left on this phone.
All right, I'm going to say, in conclusion, blah, blah, blah.
Skyrim is fantastic.
Skyrim's fantastic. Make sure you buy Skyrim.
Bethesda, please, if you're...
And I would say that this mod is very, very, very successful. I can't wait to do mine with this new barrel distortion eliminated. So I would say, yeah, for somebody who's on the fence, definitely after running the file,
Yeah.
after modifying the file and getting it updated. But if you're holding off, I would say do a full day of gaming.
Yeah.
Let's play Elite. Let's do everything we would normally do. I'll keep mine unmodded. You keep yours modded. We'll keep comparing, and then we'll keep updating Reddit and and the videos.
And this channel, we'll do videos.
We don't really use this channel, but we'll keep updating the channel. And then if people want to see content, just comment below.
Yeah, so if you haven't subscribe so that you know that we're going live. Cause,
Yeah, smash that like button.
all right, and with that, I think we're going to end it. If there's no more questions. Is there any more questions?
No, nothing to say.
Okay, so with that, we're going to end tonight's video.
Cool.
I think it was a hands down success.
Thanks,
I
guys.
feel
Thanks for
more
having me.
comfortable that we're not losing field of view.
Dude, the field of view is really nice.
Yeah.
I like the field of view.
And now with the distortion fixed, I'm
And
feeling.
visually, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. So
It kind of pisses me off that they didn't include some kind of lens like this in your original purchase.
yeah, so we'll keep you posted throughout. We'll keep playing and we'll keep posting on our thoughts. So with that, if anybody has any games they want us to try, just comment down in the end of the video.
Yeah.
And then we'll give it a whirl if we have it.
I agree. All right, I'm going to keep running.
All right.
Log us off.
With that, thanks everyone for joining. And until next time, we're out.